Hi, my name is Pavel and this is my game Trip of the Day. It is a light game that takes about 30 minutes and can be played by 2 to 4 players. It includes dice rolling, hidden movement and simultaneous play. In this game, we play tourists that have a changeover flight in Melbourne and have a day, or exactly 11 hours, to see as much of the city as possible. A trip would not really count if it was not properly documented, so everyone is immediately posting photos after visiting a landmark. If you are the first player to visit a landmark, you will get a heart reaction worth 3 points, and all subsequent players will only be able to get a like reaction for this landmark, worth 1 point. Whoever has most points at the end of the game wins. I mentioned that the game is played over 11 hours. This time is tracked on the clock included on the map, and you move around by walking or using public transport. Moving between locations in the same grid square takes 15 minutes. Moving between grid squares takes an hour. Moving between 2 stops of any means of transport takes 10 minutes, and waiting at a stop, which means rolling the dice, takes 5 minutes. The players move around the map behind screens at the same time. Here is how it would look. Let's say I am on a station here. I need to wait for the train, which takes 5 minutes. I track that on the clock and roll the die. The die result shows me that I can travel south. I decide to move 2 stops along the blue train line. This takes 20 minutes, which again gets tracked on the clock. Now I decide to walk to a nearby landmark. This takes 15 minutes. At this time, I let all the other players know that I want to post a photo or declare a landmark at 7:40. Now I have to wait until everyone's clocks are past that time. Once they are, I declare that I have visited landmark 26 at grid H4, which is Federation Square. Everyone else will place a white token on top to mark that only likes can be received for visiting it. I will place a heart token that will count towards my scoring at the end. Then I spend 15 minutes walking towards a nearby tram stop. Spend another 5 minutes waiting, which means rolling the die. And this time I don't like the result on the die, so I will spend 5 more minutes to wait for the next tram, which means rolling again. Once I am happy with the result, I keep going. This continues, and as the game progresses, the map will keep changing for each player, limiting the number of places to visit and narrowing the options. Players have to be mindful of time because everyone has to be back at the starting location at 6 p.m. Every 10 minutes past that time mean minus 1 point. This is how the game is played. It is meant to be lighthearted and quick. Everyone plays on their own map, which will slowly fill with white marks. This means that there is indirect interaction that will make each game unique. The game uses symbols familiar from social media like hearts and likes, but its intention is to simulate an intense trip and after a few plays, even make players, in a way, familiar with the city. After all, Melbourne can be just the first of many trips of the day. Thanks for watching.